something is about to happen in your life. And you are not supposed to ignore this. Pause for a moment and really take that in, because this right here, right now is not a coincidence. You didn't just randomly come across this message while scrolling, distracted or bored. No, something deeper is at work, something intentional, something divine, and whether you realize it or not, this moment was written into your story, long before you ever arrived here. God brought you here for a reason. There is a shift happening around you, unseen, unheard, but deeply felt if you're paying attention. You may have noticed it already. The strange sense that something is about to change. The way your spirit has been restless lately. The way certain people have started fading out of your life. Or how situations that once felt stable now feel uncertain. It's not random. It's preparation. Because an unexpected meeting is coming. Not just any meeting, but one that has the power to redirect your path, challenge your understanding, and awaken something within you that you didn't even know was asleep. This isn't about coincidence. This isn't about luck. This is about alignment. Divine timing intersecting with your readiness. And the truth is, not everyone is prepared for what's coming, but you've been chosen to hear this now. Think about everything you've been through recently, the confusion, the waiting, the moments where nothing seemed to make sense. You questioned yourself, didn't you? Wondered why doors kept closing, why answers felt delayed, why things didn't unfold the way you expected. What if I told you that none of it was wasted? What if every delay, every disappointment, every silent season was actually positioning you for this very moment? Because this meeting, it's not just about who you will encounter, it's about who you are becoming when that moment arrives. And right now, whether you see it or not, you are being shaped, refined, prepared. There is a reason your spirit feels alert. There is a reason your intuition has been whispering, stay ready. There is a reason you can't shake the feeling that something important is near. This is not fear. This is not anxiety. This is awareness. And deep down you already know something is different. You may not know when it will happen. You may not know where, and you certainly don't know exactly who will stand in front of you when the time comes. But when it does happen, you will feel it instantly. There will be no confusion in your spirit. No doubt. Just a moment so powerful, so undeniable, that everything inside you will recognize it. But here's what most people don't understand. Not every blessing arrives wrapped in comfort. Not every divine encounter feels easy at first. Sometimes, the very thing sent to elevate you will also confront you. It will challenge your beliefs, your fears, your limitations. It will force you to see yourself clearly, without excuses, without distractions. And that's why preparation matters. Because if you are not ready, you might miss it. Or worse, you might walk away from the very thing you prayed for. Right now, God is not just preparing the meeting. He is preparing you. Every lesson you've learned, every hardship you've endured, every moment you thought you were being overlooked. It was all part of a process designed to strengthen you, to sharpen your discernment, to align your heart with what is coming. This is why you had to go through what you went through. This is why certain people couldn't come with you. This is why you've been pulled into a season of reflection and growth. Because what's coming cannot meet the old version of you. It requires the version of you that is awake, aware, and spiritually ready. So, don't ignore this feeling. Don't brush it off like it's nothing. Because this is your confirmation. You are not imagining it. You are not overthinking. You are being called to prepare. Prepare your mind. Prepare your spirit. Prepare your heart for something you didn't expect, but something you were always meant to experience. And when that moment finally arrives, everything will begin to make sense. You are closer than you think, but what's coming will test everything inside you. This is not just another moment. This meeting will change something deep within you. There are moments in life that pass quietly, unnoticed, unimportant, easily forgotten. And then there are moments that carry weight, moments that feel like they were written by a hand greater than your own. This meeting belongs to the second kind. This is not random timing. This is not chance. This is orchestration. Even now, as you listen, things are being aligned behind the scenes. Conversations you're not aware of, paths crossing in ways you can't yet see, decisions being made by others that will somehow lead them directly into your space. It may seem ordinary when it happens, but it won't be, because the origin of this meeting is not human, it's divine. God brought you here for a reason, and part of that reason is to prepare your heart to recognize what is coming. Because if you're not paying attention, if you're distracted, doubtful, or closed off, you might miss the significance of it entirely. And this meeting, it won't always arrive in the way you expect. It may come through someone you never imagined. Someone who doesn't look like the answer. Someone who doesn't speak the way you thought they would, or even more unsettling, it could be someone from your past. Yes, someone you thought was gone. Someone you believed had no more place in your story. But understand this, just because something ended before doesn't mean it was finished. There are moments when God allows paths to separate, not as an ending, but as a pause, a time of growth, a period of transformation for both sides. And when the time is right, when both hearts have been shaped by experience, those paths cross again, not by accident, but by design. And when that happens, it won't feel the same as before. The energy will be different. The conversation will carry a deeper weight. There will be something unspoken, yet undeniably present, like your spirit recognizing something before your mind can explain it. This is how you will know. This is how you will feel it. But here's the part that most people are not ready to accept. Not every divine meeting is comfortable. Some will shake you. Some will bring emotions you thought you buried. Some will confront parts of you that you've been avoiding. Because this meeting, it's not just about connection. It's about revelation. It's about clarity. It's about awakening something inside you that has been waiting for the right moment to rise. You may walk into it thinking it's just a conversation, a casual interaction, a simple reconnection, but you will walk out of it changed, not because of what was said alone, but because of what it unlocked within you. There is something inside you that has been dormant, something powerful, something that has been waiting for the right trigger, the right encounter, the right moment to come alive. And this meeting carries that trigger. This is why the timing has felt so strange lately. Why things have felt like they're slowing down in some areas, while intensifying in others. It's because you are being positioned carefully, intentionally. Every step you've taken, every delay you've experienced, every unexpected turn, it's all been guiding you here. And even the things that felt like setbacks, they weren't setbacks at all. They were protection. Protection from meeting too early. Protection from encountering something you weren't ready to handle. Because if this meeting had happened before, you might not have recognized its importance. Or worse, you might have mishandled it. But now, something is different about you. You've grown, you've endured. You've learned things that only experience could teach you. And because of that, you are closer to being ready, closer to understanding, closer to receiving what this moment is meant to give you. Still, there is one thing you must remember. When this meeting comes, it will not announce itself loudly. It won't come with signs and warnings. It will feel simple, almost too simple. But beneath that simplicity, there will be a depth that you cannot ignore. A pull, a knowing, a quiet voice inside you saying, "This is it." And in that moment, everything will depend on how you respond. Will you be open? Will you be aware? Will you trust what you feel, even if it doesn't fully make sense yet? Because this meeting, it's not just an event, it's a turning point. And turning points require readiness, not just on the outside, but within. Because before two paths truly align, before something meaningful can take root, there must be space inside you to receive it. And right now, that space is still being created. But before this meeting happens, something inside you must shift. God never sends something important into your life without preparing you first. Before anything significant arrives, there is always a process. A quiet, often uncomfortable transformation that happens within you. And if you're honest with yourself, you've been feeling it. The changes didn't happen overnight. They came slowly through moments that tested your patience, your faith, your strength, through nights where your thoughts wouldn't rest, through situations that forced you to confront parts of yourself you once ignored. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't supposed to be, because preparation is not meant to feel comfortable. It's meant to refine you. There were times when you felt like you were losing people for no reason. Connections that once felt strong suddenly weakened. Conversations became distant. Energy shifted, and you didn't fully understand why. But now, you're starting to see it differently. Some people were not meant to go where you're going. Some versions of you had to be left behind. And as painful as that felt, it was necessary. Because holding on to what no longer aligns with you would only block what is trying to reach you now. You've been learning how to let go, not just of people, but of pain, of expectations that never came true, of moments that left scars you didn't think would ever heal. And maybe you didn't even realize it at the time, but every time you chose to move forward instead of staying stuck, you were preparing yourself. Every time you decided not to react the way you used to, every time you stayed silent instead of arguing, Every time you chose peace over chaos, something inside you shifted. That's growth. That's transformation. And that's exactly what this moment requires. Because the truth is, if you were still the same person you were before, this meeting wouldn't work. It wouldn't align. It wouldn't carry the same meaning. You might approach it with old fears, old habits, old wounds, and that would change everything. That's why healing had to happen first, even if it didn't feel complete, even if there are still parts of you that are tender. Healing doesn't mean perfection. It means awareness. It means you've reached a point where you can see things clearly, where you can recognize what serves you and what doesn't, where you no longer allow your past to control your present. And that's powerful, because now, when this meeting happens, you won't be responding from who you used to be. You'll be responding from who you are becoming. And that changes everything. Think about the way you handle things now compared to before. The way you think, the way you protect your energy, the way you no longer chase what doesn't value you. That didn't come naturally. You had to learn it. You had to experience things that forced you to grow into this version of yourself. And yes, it came with pain. But that pain had a purpose. It taught you discernment. It taught you strength. It taught you that not everything that feels familiar is meant for you. And now, because of that, you are in a different place. A place where you can recognize truth when it stands in front of you. A place where you can feel the difference between something temporary and something meaningful. That's why preparation is so important. Because without it, you might confuse what's coming with something ordinary. You might treat it like just another moment, but it's not. And deep down, you know that there's a quiet confidence growing within you now. Not loud, not forced, but steady. A sense that you are no longer who you used to be, that you've outgrown certain things, certain people, certain patterns. And even though you may not have all the answers, you feel different, stronger, wiser, more aware. And that awareness, that internal shift is exactly what has been building up to this point. You didn't go through everything you went through for nothing. You weren't stretched, broken, rebuilt, and reshaped without purpose. All of it, every single moment, was leading you here, to a place where you are finally ready to face something new, ready to experience something deeper, ready to step into a moment that will require everything you've learned. And when it happens, you will understand why the preparation was necessary, why the waiting couldn't be rushed, why the process couldn't be skipped. Because without it, you wouldn't be able to handle what's coming. But now, you can. You've changed more than you realize, and that's exactly why this is about to happen. There are signs, and you may have already noticed them. Not loud signs, not obvious ones that everyone around you can see. These are quiet, subtle, almost easy to ignore if you're not paying attention. But something inside you has been noticing. Something deeper than logic, deeper than explanation. It started with a feeling, a shift in your emotions that you couldn't quite explain. One moment you felt completely fine, and the next, there was this wave, this sudden awareness that something is changing. Not outside first, but within you. You've been more reflective lately. Haven't you thinking about your life in a deeper way, questioning things you used to accept without hesitation, feeling drawn to silence, to moments alone where you can actually hear your own thoughts? That's not random, that's alignment beginning. Because before something significant enters your life, your inner world starts adjusting. Your emotions begin to clear space. Old attachments loosen. Distractions lose their grip. And without fully realizing it, you start becoming more present, more aware, more connected. And then there are the thoughts, the ones that seem to come out of nowhere. A specific person crossing your mind repeatedly, even when you're not trying to think about them. It could be someone you haven't spoken to in a long time, someone you believed was part of your past, or someone you barely know. But for some reason, their presence lingers in your thoughts. You try to brush it off, tell yourself it's nothing, but it keeps happening, again and again. That's not coincidence. Because when a connection is about to be activated, your mind begins to tune into it before it physically appears. It's like your spirit recognizing something before your reality catches up. And it doesn't always come with clarity. Sometimes it feels confusing. Why this person? Why now? Why can't I stop thinking about this? But the answer isn't meant to be fully understood yet. It's meant to be felt. Then there's that unexplainable anticipation, that quiet feeling in your chest, like something is about to happen, but you don't know what. You go about your day, doing normal things, talking to people, handling responsibilities. But beneath it all, there's this underlying sense of expectation, like you're waiting, without knowing what you're waiting for. That feeling is real, and it's not there without reason, because your spirit senses movement before your eyes can see it. It feels the shift before it becomes visible, and right now, something is moving. Something is getting closer. You may have also noticed changes in your awareness. The way you pick up on energy more quickly now. The way certain conversations feel heavier or lighter depending on who you're with. The way your intuition speaks louder than it used to. You're noticing things you didn't notice before. Feeling things you used to overlook. And that's because your spiritual awareness is increasing. Not by accident, but by design. Because when this meeting happens, you won't just need your eyes to see it. You'll need your spirit to recognize it. And that level of awareness doesn't just appear overnight. It develops through everything you've been experiencing. Through the silence, the reflection, the emotional shifts, the repeated thoughts. All of it is building your ability to discern what is real and what is not, what matters and what doesn't. This is how you're being guided, not through loud announcements, but through quiet confirmations, little nudges that force you, but invite you to pay attention. And if you're honest, you've been feeling those nudges, that inner voice telling you, stay ready, that sense that something meaningful is approaching, even if you can't explain it to anyone else. And maybe that's the hardest part, because from the outside, everything looks normal. Nothing dramatic has happened yet. No clear event, no obvious change. But inside, you know, something is different, something is building, something is coming closer with every passing moment. And the more you try to ignore it, the stronger it feels. That's because you're not meant to ignore it. You're meant to recognize it, to trust it, to stay aware, without rushing it. Because timing, divine timing, doesn't operate on your schedule. It unfolds exactly when it's supposed to. Not a moment too early, not a moment too late. So if you've been feeling this shift, if someone keeps appearing in your thoughts, if your emotions have been moving in ways you can't fully explain, if your awareness has been increasing, then understand this. You're not imagining it. You're not overthinking. You're witnessing the signs, and those signs are leading you towards something that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. But it will, at the right moment, in the right way. When everything aligns perfectly, all the signs are aligning. But the real moment will come when you least expect it. This meeting is not here to break you. It's here to reveal who you've become. You've spent so much time wondering why things had to be so difficult, why the process felt so long, why certain chapters of your life seemed filled with confusion, silence and pain. But now, you're standing at the edge of something different, something that will finally begin to make sense of it all. Because this meeting, it carries purpose, not just surface-level purpose, but deep, life-shifting meaning. It's not just about seeing someone, speaking to someone, or reconnecting for a moment. It's about clarity, entering your life in a way you cannot ignore. Clarity about who you are, clarity about where you're going, clarity about what truly belongs in your life and what never did. This is the kind of moment that changes direction, the kind of encounter that quietly rearranges your path without forcing it, the kind that brings answers you didn't even know how to ask for. And the reason it holds so much power is because of who you've become along the way. You are not the same person you were before. You don't think the same. You don't react the same. You don't tolerate the same things. There's a strength in you now that wasn't there before. A quiet resilience, a deeper understanding of yourself. And even though you may still have questions, even though you may still feel uncertain at times, you are far more prepared than you realize. That's what you need to understand. You are ready, not perfect, but ready, not fearless, but aware, not finished, but aligned enough to step into what's coming, and that's all that's required. Because this meeting is not meant to test you in a way that destroys you. It's meant to show you what's already inside you, to bring out the growth you've been building, to reveal the strength you didn't fully see in yourself until now. It's a mirror, a moment where everything you've learned, everything you've endured, everything you've become stands right in front of you. And in that moment, you will recognize it, not just the situation, not just the person, but yourself. You will see how far you've come, how much you've changed, how much you've grown beyond the version of you that once struggled to let go, to heal, to move forward. And instead of reacting from old patterns, you will respond from a place of awareness. That's the shift. That's the purpose. This meeting is here to align you with your next step, to confirm what your spirit has been sensing, to place you exactly where you need to be, even if it doesn't fully make sense at first. Because destiny doesn't always arrive with clear instructions. Sometimes it arrives as a moment, a conversation, a connection. And what you do with that moment determines everything. But you don't need to be afraid of it. You don't need to doubt yourself, because if you weren't ready, you wouldn't be here right now, hearing this message, feeling this confirmation deep inside you. God brought you here for a reason, not to confuse you, not to overwhelm you, but to remind you that you are chosen to experience something greater, chosen to walk a path that requires awareness, strength, and faith, chosen to step into moments that others might overlook, but that carry meaning beyond what can be seen on the surface. And this is one of those moments. So when it arrives, don't shrink. Don't question your worth. Don't second guess what you feel. Stand in who you've become. Trust the process that brought you here. Trust the growth that shaped you. Trust the timing that is unfolding around you, because everything is aligning for a reason. And you are exactly where you need to be. If this message resonated with you, if you feel deep down that this is speaking directly to your spirit, then don't ignore it. Comment Amen to confirm that you're ready. Subscribe for more messages that are meant to guide and awaken you. Like and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because you're not the only one being called right now. And remember this, when the moment finally comes, you won't need to chase it. You'll recognize it. Because what is meant for you will meet you exactly where you've grown to be.